Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shelf Talk, the Common Ground Games podcast. Common Ground Games, your friendly neighborhood game store located right here in Dallas, Texas. I'm sitting here with Jamison. Jamison, hello, and happy Friday.
Hello. Do you remember my last name this week?
It's Sax.
Yay!
Yay! I mean, that already tells you what it's like to work here. If I'm like, I'm not used to saying your last name. Like, what? But welcome to Shelf Talk, everybody. We're happy to come back at you with some more new releases, updates around Common Ground Games, and some fun events we have coming up. So, Jamison, do you want to go ahead and take it away on what our highlighted games for the week are?
Sure. We have two new games this week that are both Kickstarter releases, Mutagen and Layers. Layers is a new game from Kid Table Board Gaming. They've made a lot of fun games like Maple Valley and things like that. This one is a really clever little game where it's a two-player game. And you have your little dry erase boards and you're being given certain resources to make a dungeon that the other person then has to manage to get through. So you're both going to simultaneously make dungeons and then pass them to the other person and use whatever resources you have to actually try and get through the dungeon, fighting monsters, collecting loot, and that sort of thing.
Ooh, fun. So you can have a fun time torturing everyone you're with outside of a D&D capacity. I love that kind of game.
Yeah, and the Kickstarter version, of course, has deluxe things like screen-printed meeples and some of the extra expansions already in the box and that sort of fun stuff. And we had like an early release of the main expansion for the game that comes with it and that sort of stuff. So it's really a nice little addition to your collection.
Absolutely. And do you think as a board game enjoyer and a board game store owner that these really meaty Kickstarters are worth picking up?
Absolutely. Obviously, it's going to be on your own tastes and that sort of thing. But the reason that I back Kickstarters is because I see a lot of things on there where either they're not going to come to retail or it's going to be a long time before they come to retail. Or sometimes it's just the game is so blinged out that it feels almost like a different game, and you get enough really cool extra pieces that the extra cost is 100% worth it. And sometimes it really does feel like a totally different game compared to the retail version.
Yeah, because I know for me coming in, I mean, when it comes to purchasing a board game and things of that sort, when I first was learning about like the board game industry and how everything kind of worked, to see like a game with a little bit heftier of a price tag, apart from like your usual like $20 to $40 games you might see at like another big box retailer or anything like that, you really do get the bang for your buck when it comes to the Kickstarter editions. And it's like, that is just yours. It's not like a DLC for a video game or anything like that where they can cut off the servers. Like it is yours. It is 100% yours, and it will forever be yours until you physically cannot play it anymore, which is going to come many, many years after.
Yeah. The other thing a lot of times with a lot of the Kickstarters is a lot of those blinged up pieces and stuff, they never reprint them. And so if you miss out on that first print run and the game ends up being really popular, you kind of have that feeling of regret sometimes when you're like, have been holding it in your hand and you chose not to buy it. And now it's a game that you want because you got to play it at somebody else's house and the only thing left are the retail editions kind of thing. So it's this weird mix of like FOMO at times, along with like, do I really need this?
I totally get you. And did we go into Liars?
That was Layers.
The other Layers. Yeah, Layers.
That was Layers.
Layers.
The other game.
I got a touch of the dyslexia if you can't tell.
Well, that's okay. Everybody at the store has been calling it Liars just because of the way the font is. Your brain easily mixes up the A and the I. Mutagen is another Kickstarter game, and this one's really clever because it's a worker placement game where depending on where you send your workers and which worker they are, they activate different abilities. And then your workers, kind of like in the title of Mutagen, you can bio-evolve your workers so that they have different abilities and things like that as the game goes on.
Kind of sounds like one of my favorite movies, but we'll get into that on a different podcast. Well, these both sound great, and you're going to be able to catch them right here at Common Ground Games, either online at commongroundgames.com or right here at our storefront at 1314 Inwood Road, right here in beautiful Dallas, Texas. So, Jamison, right here in my notes, I know one thing about you. I know you're a bit of a Star Wars fan, and there's some new Star Wars releases coming out. Is that right?
Yeah, so the last couple weeks, and this week continues, the March of the Legion release products as they catch up a lot of their Legion to the new edition of it. And so a lot of these things are products that you may have seen before, but now with new packaging and all the new rules and some different sprues here and there on some of the models as well. So I think we had like 5 more releases this week as well. So there's a lot of things for Legion to catch up on. Plus, the next Star Wars Unlimited TCG set is coming out at the beginning of March. So this week we put up all of our pre-orders and pre-registration for the next pre-release event for Star Wars A Lawless Time, which is actually the pre-release for that is the first weekend in March, I believe.
Oh, sweet. So you got plenty of time to come in and get all of your new fun Legion stuff and also get into that next chapter of the Star Wars TCG. We have some upcoming events here tomorrow, actually, on February 21st. We are going to be having our Warhammer 40K RTT, as well as our Pokemon Cup. So Pokemon trainers and Warhammer lovers, please feel free to come on down and enjoy that. Also on Saturday, we have the distinct honor of being part of a very special event honoring the past, inspiring the future, celebrating 100 years of National Black History Observance. This is going to be from noon to 3 on February 21st at the Singing Hills Funeral Home. Your wonderful husband and co-owner of the store, DR, and our wonderful librarian, Deontay, are going to be there.
Actually, DR will not be able to attend due to a something that came up that he very much needed to go to. So Deontay and I will be there.
All right. We're gonna see Jamison in the mix. But yeah, please feel free to come by. One of the big pillars here at Common Ground Games is community support and community involvement, and we're honored to have a place at this celebration. And we invite all of you to come down, inspire the future, and really learn about Black History this Black History Month. In any way, shape, or form, really.
Yeah, it's going to be, if you've never been to an event like this, they are very cool to see, and it's a very inspiring thing to be around.
Absolutely. Well, next up, I have the pleasure of speaking to one of our amazing librarians here, Kaylin, our TCG supervisor, and we're going to talk everything TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cowabunga, y'all. It is next weekend. We have an awesome pre-release schedule popping up. We got our friend Tony over at Bacone's coming and making pizzas on Friday night to be a part of the Shell of a Time pre-release. And whenever we do pre-releases, you know, I'm not on this side of the business, but I just see boxes and boxes of single packs being opened, and Kaylin and Ailey lead that charge in getting all of our singles ready. So then on the day of release, those singles can be up and live, and y'all can just grab the few cards that you're wanting instead of maybe buying sealed product. And that's one of the things with this business that I don't necessarily have a big part in planning or doing anything like that. TCG scares me. Organize. I will make memes and I will record a podcast all day, but you ask me to sit there and sort cards, my anxiety shoots up. So
I think we asked you to alphabetize things once, and
I went, no, absolutely not. Alrighty, everybody. So we are back, and we had to call a little bit of an audible. Kaylin is very busy, you know, doing her thing over at TCG, so I got the wonderful the store manager here, Ethan.
The next
hello.
best thing.
You are no replacement. You are everyone who works here is the main show.
Thank you.
Everyone who works here is the main show.
Thank you, Grant.
So I figured, Ethan, maybe you could regale people in kind of explaining our pre-release process with, you know, new sets. We're going to be getting a lot of boxes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming in, collector packs, regular booster packs, and we are able to provide a pretty sizable singles collection, I do believe. So, Ethan, what does that process kind of look like for us?
So for us, whenever a new Magic set comes out, we always open a number of boxes that we will sort and add those to our singles inventory. Number can change sometimes, but we've got a good system figured out at this point. Takes us about a week to get that sorted. So, you know, if you've come in on a pre-release week, you might have seen we don't take quite as many cards for trades just because we're busy getting those singles ready for everybody. And yeah, so we love our local community. So, you know, when we put those up on our storefront on TCG Player, we always make sure that it's reserved just for the local customers for the first week before we put it out to the wider marketplace. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And I mean, like as a seasoned TCG player
Sure.
yourself, there's definitely more value there when it's coming to just buying the cards that you need.
Yes.
I mean, the sealed product's
yes.
always really great. Like I'm super tempted
Yes.
by that pre-con and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the pizza bundle.
Oh, the decks look amazing. The one deck, I mean, looks really great. They always do an awesome job with the Universes Beyond decks. But yeah, definitely buy singles. I mean, everybody loves cracking packs. It's always a lot of fun. I definitely think you should still do that, but buy singles.
Absolutely.
Get the card that you need.
And one of the things I love, I mean, I'm not a Magic the Gathering player myself. I'm more in the Pokemon sphere.
Sure.
But being a fan of TMNT, I've seen a lot of the stuff coming out.
Yeah, there's some
love-
cool cards.
Yeah, there's a lot of varying
For
artwork.
sure.
They have like Last Ronin style stuff,
Yeah.
8-bit game style stuff from
Yes,
the
I do. When I
Nickelodeon,
saw
the OG
those,
stuff,
the
you know?
8-bit, the 16-bit or whatever from the Super Nintendo games, that got me excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. And why just crack a bunch of packs when you can just buy it right here from us from our TCG Player store at Common Ground
Exactly.
Games, both in store and online. Ethan, thank you so much for being a last minute substitution in here. You
Always.
rocked it. This is great.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Anytime. Have me on more.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for watching Shelf Talk with Common Ground Games, your local game store right here in Dallas, Texas. And we will see you next week. Everybody, have a great week.
Bye.